Welcome to our Books Summary channel, Explore Books.
Today, we will get a summary of another new book.
Edward Gibbon's The History of the Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire is a 6-volume work published between 1776 and 1788, which explores the history of the Roman Empire from its founding in 27 BC to the fall of Constantinople in 1453. The book is widely considered a masterpiece of historical writing and is still studied and debated by scholars today. Volume I, the first volume of Gibbon's work, covers the period from the foundation of Rome in 753 BC to the end of the Western Roman Empire in AD 476. Gibbon begins by discussing the early legends surrounding the founding of Rome and the early history of the Roman Republic. He then goes on to describe the expansion of Rome under the Republic and the transformation of the Republic into an empire under Augustus. Gibbon examines the strengths and weaknesses of the Roman Empire, including its military might, efficient administration, and legal system, as well as its social and economic problems. He also discusses the rise of Christianity in the Roman Empire, including its spread under the apostles and the persecution of Christians under various emperors. The final section of Volume I covers the decline of the Western Roman Empire, including the invasion of the barbarian tribes and the eventual deposition of the last emperor, Romulus Augustus, in AD 476. Volume II, the second volume of Gibbon's work, covers the period from the reign of Hadrian to the fall of the Western Roman Empire in AD 476. Gibbon examines the reigns of various emperors, including Trajan, Hadrian, Marcus Aurelius, and Commodus, and discusses their successes and failures. He also explores the causes of the decline of the Roman Empire, including economic decline, internal corruption, and political instability, and the invasion of the barbarian tribes. Gibbon argues that the decline of Rome was not inevitable, but was the result of a combination of factors, including moral decay and the failure of leadership. The final section of Volume II covers the barbarian invasions of the Western Roman Empire, including the sack of Rome by the Visigoths in AD 410 and the final collapse of the Western Roman Empire in AD 476. Volume III, the third volume of Gibbon's work, covers the period from the reign of Constantine the Great to the end of the Western Roman Empire in AD 476. Gibbon examines the reigns of various emperors, including Constantine, Julian the Apostate, and Theodosius, and discusses their successes and failures. He also explores the rise of Christianity in the Roman Empire and its impact on the empire, including the conversion of Constantine and the eventual establishment of Christianity as the official religion of the empire. Gibbon argues that the rise of Christianity contributed to the decline of the Roman Empire, as it weakened the traditional Roman virtues and contributed to a decline in civic-mindedness. The final section of Volume III covers the fall of the Western Roman Empire, including the invasion of the barbarian tribes and the eventual deposition of the last emperor, Romulus Augustus, in AD 476. Volume IV, the fourth volume of Gibbon's work, covers the period from the reign of Justinian to the establishment of the Holy Roman Empire in AD 962. Gibbon examines the reign of Justinian, including his military campaigns, his legal reforms, and his construction of notable buildings such as the Hagia Sophia. Gibbon also explores the rise of Islam and its impact on the Byzantine Empire and the wider world. He argues that the rise of Islam contributed to the decline of the Byzantine Empire, as it diverted resources and attention away from the empire. In the final section of Volume V, Gibbon reflects on the lessons that can be learned from the history of the Roman Empire and apply these lessons to his own time. He argues that the decline and fall of Rome were not inevitable and that the factors that contributed to its collapse can be avoided in the future. One of the key lessons that Gibbon draws from the history of Rome is the importance of good governance and strong leadership. He argues that the success of Rome was due in large part to the wise and capable leadership of its emperors, while its decline was caused by the corruption and incompetence of later rulers. Gibbon also stresses the importance of civic virtue and public spiritedness, arguing that these qualities are essential for the maintenance of a healthy society. He contrasts the civic-mindedness of the Romans with the selfishness and individualism of his own time, which he sees as a major cause of the decline of European civilization. Finally, Gibbon reflects on the legacy of the Roman Empire and its impact on the world. He argues that the Roman Empire was one of the greatest and most influential civilizations in history and that its legacy can still be seen in the language, culture, and institutions of modern Europe. At the same time, however, Gibbon recognizes the flaws and weaknesses of the Roman Empire, and he suggests that its collapse may have been necessary in order to pave the way for new forms of civilization and progress. Overall, Gibbon's reflections on the lessons of history in the final section of Volume V are a powerful reminder of the enduring relevance of the Roman Empire and its legacy, and of the importance of studying history in order to understand the challenges and opportunities of the present and the future. Volume V, the fifth volume of Gibbon's work, covers the period from the reign of Alexius I Comnenus to the fall of Constantinople to the Ottoman Turks in AD 1453. Gibbon examines the reigns of various emperors, including Alexius I, Manuel I Comnenus, and John V Cantacuzenus, and discusses their successes and failures. Gibbon also explores the Crusades and their impact on the Byzantine Empire and the wider world. He argues that the Crusades contributed to the decline of the Byzantine Empire, as they drained resources and weakened the empire's defenses. The final section of Volume V covers the fall of Constantinople to the Ottoman Turks in AD 1453, which marked the end of the Byzantine Empire. Volume V, the sixth and final volume of Gibbon's work, covers the period from the fall of Constantinople to the Renaissance. Gibbon examines the impact of the fall of Constantinople on Europe and the wider world, arguing that it marked the end of the Middle Ages and the beginning of the Renaissance. He also discusses the political and religious developments of the period, including the Reformation and the Counter-Reformation, as well as the scientific and intellectual developments of the Renaissance. Finally, Gibbon reflects on the lessons that can be learned from the history of the Roman Empire, including the importance of strong leadership, good governance, and civic virtue. He also argues that the fall of Rome was not inevitable and that the lessons of history can be used to prevent similar collapses in the future. Overall, Gibbon's The History of the Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire is a sweeping and comprehensive account of one of the most significant periods in world history. Gibbon's mastery of sources and his keen insights into human nature make this work an enduring masterpiece of historical writing, and it remains a valuable resource for scholars and students of history today. The final section of Volume V. In the final section of Volume V, Gibbon reflects on the lessons that can be learned from the history of the Roman Empire and apply these lessons to his own time. He argues that the decline and fall of Rome were not inevitable and that the factors that contributed to its collapse can be avoided in the future. One of the key lessons that Gibbon draws from the history of Rome is the importance of good governance and strong leadership. He argues that the success of Rome was due in large part to the wise and capable leadership of its emperors, while its decline was caused by the corruption and incompetence of later rulers. Gibbon also stresses the importance of civic virtue and public spiritedness, arguing that these qualities are essential for the maintenance of a healthy society. He contrasts the civic-mindedness of the Romans with the selfishness and individualism of his own time, which he sees as a major cause of the decline of European civilization. Finally, Gibbon reflects on the legacy of the Roman Empire and its impact on the world. He argues that the Roman Empire was one of the greatest and most influential civilizations in history and that its legacy can still be seen in the language, culture, and institutions of modern Europe. At the same time, however, Gibbon recognizes the flaws and weaknesses of the Roman Empire, and he suggests that its collapse may have been necessary in order to pave the way for new forms of civilization and progress. Overall, Gibbon's reflections on the lessons of history in the final section of Volume V are a powerful reminder of the enduring relevance of the Roman Empire and its legacy, and of the importance of studying history in order to understand the challenges and opportunities of the present and the future.
Thank you for visiting our channel, Explore Books. We hope you found the summary informative and helpful. Please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more updates. Happy reading!